Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all. Welcome one and all. It's Dark Souls Fall. It's Dark Souls Winter. Welcome one and all. It's Dark Souls Winter. Guys, hello. What's up to Rinslet? Have you replaced your smoke detector battery this year? No. Zebra with the Party of 11 raid. It looks like we did not have an organized raid message, but I'm declaring Pixel's raid message the best. It looks like we don't have a specifically tailored one, but I think Pixel did the best effort. But Will, Sizz, Zebra, Pixie, Buddy Bro, and Isaac and Tamal. Raid messages are dead. Raids are so last year. What if we never raided? The funny thing about that is that it would literally only affect me and Sizz sometimes. Me and Sizz. It would affect me the most in the Steiner group at least. And Sizz like on Wednesdays sometimes. That's who it would affect. But like we could do it. We could stop raiding for a year. The snack economy might struggle a little, but I think most people would remember that we do this. And guess what, you guys? We do this. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I got a Pokemon pack to pull. It's Bloodborne. I mean, Dark Souls 2. We were just talking about Bloodborne, you guys. The 2026 Bloodborne replay. It's going down. I gotta beat this first, though. I gotta beat this first before I would even think about wanting to play something like that. But you know, at this point in the game, every session is another session closer to beating the game. And you might say, Snack, that's always how it is. But no, it isn't actually. It is not actually always like that. When you are in the middle of a game or something, and you know you have a whole back half left to do, and you know you have a whole fucking DLCs to do, every stream is not a stream closer to the end. But at this point, it is, I think. And I hope to make some good progress today. So let's get started. Everybody knows the music is from Kirby 64. Even Will knew it this time. And everyone knows that Will knows JRPGs and Kirby. Nah, he knows a lot of game music. Will knew it this time. Isaac, thank you for the stream streak. Will knows Kirby from the before years and JRPGs from the after years. Kirby from the before years, when he thought Last of Us had the best gaming story. And Buddy Bro, thank you for the stream streak. Isaac and Buddy Bro neck and neck on it. Alright, I'm pulling a Pokemon pack. You guys, Crimson Blaze. Have we talked about it on here? I'm positive we have. Crimson Blaze is still going strong. I just recently got all of the Diamond Rarity cards on it. I'm still missing Baniri and Ariados for the 1-star full arts. I finally got. I've been wanting to get Mega Venusaur, because I only had one of them in like the entirety of the time that the set was out. So Rinslet yesterday traded me a Mega Venusaur, and then Rinslet shared me a Mega Venusaur this morning too. Then I pulled a Mega Venusaur from my daily pack, so I had 4 Mega Venusaur. I said, oh, well, let me pay it forward, because I have one more than I need. I'm going to share one to Zebra. Zebra, who had just traded Pixel for his 2nd Mega Venusaur, then received his 3rd Mega Venusaur EX from me from the trade. Him as well, then, having more than one, more than you would ever need. But I actually did make a Venusaur deck, and I played a little bit online lately, because there's an event going on right now, where if you play like 6 games or whatever, you get a free pack. Oh yeah, Zebra had 0, so then he pulled one. He Pixel traded him his first one. Then he also pulled one from a pack, and then I shared him one. Funny. All right, well, let's hope we don't get Venusaur then. I'm looking for one of those full arts or something better. Kondo Shake, and then we'll Kondo Bake. Get ready. Would you eat something that Kondo Isao had baked? Question of the day. Even if you don't know Gintama, you still have to answer. EIYKGYSHTA. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and we're looking for a quang. Fuck. All right, here's what we got. Solosis. Mian Shao. Clement's Backpack. Strong card right now, you guys. The strong card right now. Sunkern. And Magnezone. Another strong card right now. Clement's Backpack, I guess, is okay. Magnezone is back in the game. He was very pop. Back when the Gen 4 set Spacetime Smackdown came out, and then he sort of got a little power crept, but now there's a new Magnezone and he's back. Magneton, who has been in the game since Magnezone must have been Genetic Apex. Was it? When did Magneton come out? That must have been, maybe Zone just wasn't in the game. Magneton, who has always been a strong card, he is back. Being played again. If you don't know, he has an ability that generates 1 extra energy. One lightning energy, no matter what kind of energy you're running. It generates 1. You can do it once a turn. And Magnezone used to be strong, but now there's a new Magnezone that makes you have to flip a coin before you can even attack on your next turn. Or maybe they flip the coin. I don't know. But it's like an attack blocking Magnezone. And so that archetype is instantly right back. And now there's a card, Clement, which lets you search for Magneton. So listen, they introduced these Mega Pokemon EX, but I don't know. He's strong in any format where Oricorio's strong. I don't even think you have to play him with Oricorio. I'm gonna be real. You could. I don't think you need Ori in a Magnezone deck. I think that archetype is for aggression. I don't know. There are some strong cards that I think are outperforming, like strong non-EX Pokemon that are outperforming the Megas. King-O! Anyway, speaking of the Megas, what's up to King-O? Let's jump into Dark Souls 2. Click. Yeah, the one with Darkrai is definitely, who again has never been bad also. Cannot connect to the network. I wonder if my shit's not connected. I had it all set up because I actually loaded the game today before we started. But then my PS5 went to sleep. So maybe it disconnected me from my fucking Ethernet cord, which is super fucking annoying, but no, it is connected. Maybe I just need to restart the game. I hope everybody had a good Friday, you guys. It's Christmas Boxing Day, I guess. I don't know. We don't have a day after Christmas here, but it's Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. Snack got the GOAT lineup this year. My stream days having a day in between makes it so that I'll never have the chance of having to miss one stream. Like for holidays or something. But some years I have had to miss multiple streams because of it. And this year we don't. We just missed Christmas for today, and then for New Year's Day, we're the day after that. Because obviously they're a week apart. So, hell yeah. Snack got the good schedule this week. Or this year. Some years I've had to take like 2 streams off. I guess it's just 1 off and then 1 off. That's how it normally works, right? We never have to miss both. Is that what I was saying? I don't fucking know. Let's get into the game. Okay, so you guys, I booted the game today because I actually wanted to grind some human effigies, which last week we ran out of. Now, the reason we ran out of these is because there is a side quest, which I guess is a base game side quest, right? Oh, let me get this off the screen, too. Fuck Cozy. You're right, Sis. Last week, we were doing the like, dark Abyss, whatever, Abyss side quest thing with the wheelchair guy. We were going back to the past to light the torches, carry the flame, and honor his name. And we got all the way to the end of that, and then a fucking Kingdom Hearts Phantom appeared. And that boss had hands. He was fairly tough. So I was not able to beat him. But what I went and did is I grinded some effigies. Now, I only took 10, but I can't imagine that it'll take me 10 attempts to beat this boss. I think there's no way. I think we've got it in like a couple attempts. The one we did right before the stream ended last week, we got really close. What I did for this is, it seems like I think this might be something that's only in Scholar of the First Sin. But in this game, at least, if you use a bonfire ascetic to reset the area, it respawns wooden chests, and it respawns the wooden chests infinitely. So if you go to Forest of the Giants, to the very first bonfire, this one, and you burn a bonfire ascetic here, you turn around and run backwards into that little cave. There is a chest in there, a wooden chest, that contains 5 human effigies. So you would have to use a bonfire ascetic every time you wanted to farm off that. But 5 effigies, like, that goes a long way. Like, we rarely have more than 10, I think, even before we started doing this side quest. So if we need more, we can always go do that again. We would be, like, adding +1 to that area's, like, difficulty level every time we do that, which I can't imagine, now that we've kind of done all the extra stuff there, I can't imagine that would mean too much. But, you know, I guess it could end up biting me in the ass, but I feel like it won't. But I don't think it'll end up mattering too much anyway. So last time we were, I think it was here, right? Black Gulch Hidden Chamber. This was like the closest to where I'm trying to go. Or was it, did we do this one and that was a different one? I can't remember what the last one was. I think it was here. No, maybe it wasn't here. The castle? Let's see. This was AAA Slop Pact area. I think we did this one. I think we did this one and then we did the woods. I don't remember where the one in the castle is. Dragon Lake Castle. Okay, hold on. I should have prepared. I don't think it was at the gate. Was it this? Under the castle? Oh, it is, because this is the room with the fucking stupid ass, those skull crawler guys. Yeah, Dark Lurker. These Dark Lurker guys make me think of the Smiling Friends episode where Charlie dies and goes to hell. And that there's like that little demon that's like, and he's like, dude, if you do that again, I'm gonna punch you. And then he does punch him later, which I've been thinking about because it's in that stupid Silent Hill thing. Zebra found this. What if Charlie and Pim were in Silent Hill 2? But the creature in the actual episode of Smiling Friends, I think he looks like one of these things. I guess he also kind of looks like the forest demon guy, too. That show's funny. Have you guys seen it?
Finally,
I've literally only seen the first season of that, actually. But those 2 episodes are both in that. I haven't seen either. I know they're on. I think they just did season 3. They're on that now. I should catch up on it, though. But I haven't. But maybe one of you have, or will, or maybe should. I don't know. Yeah, I also want to watch Clowns too. I saw a funny clip of that on my social media the other day. And even though I don't have HBO Max, I think I have access to an HBO Max. Okay, we're going in. So remember, we have to kill all the guys in here, and then we have to defeat the Phantom. I remember how to do this. This is when we were talking about the Beatles power scaling last week. You guys, being that it is the 26th, that means that yesterday was Christmas. And I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I think mine was actually one of the better ones for me in recent memory. Not that they're ever bad, really. But there were a couple key things that I liked about it. One was that I actually think my gifts for the family this year went over very well. Being unemployed currently, I was not prepared to really run out and spend a ton of money on gifts. But it actually worked out totally fine because I did spend a bunch of money on gifts a couple months earlier when I was in Japan. I bought tons of souvenirs for friends and stuff in Japan, and I wanted to buy a nice gift for each of my family members. Not really even necessarily like expecting to give them for Christmas, but it just ended up kind of turning out that way where I was like, can I just like I could probably just do this, right? Like I'm sure this is fine. But I got my mom a teacup, a package of nice matcha, which is what she wanted. She wanted like ceremonial grade matcha, which I then found out they don't even really do in Japan. Like it's just like different levels of quality of matcha. Like here we have like commercial and ceremonial, but in Japan it's just like, I don't know, do you want good matcha or not? It's all ceremonial. It's matcha. It's the same thing. But I got her some good matcha and a teacup and one of those little matcha whisks, which she was excited about. I also bought her a little bag, like a little kind of like side bag, a little kind of carrying bag that had a little brown poodle on it, which is that's like our family dog that we have. And then my sister, I got a Daruma. Like an actual Daruma. Not a huge one, but just like a little paper mache one. And then I got her because she's very goal-driven. She has a lot of goals and things to accomplish, so I thought a Daruma was a cute gift. And then I also got her some outfits. Again, I don't think I have ever bought clothing for one of my family members. I got my dad a stupid jacket last year that I know he didn't like. And I only got it for him because I also got him something else. I think I got him a book and like some snacks. But I went out on a limb and I bought clothes for my sister this year, and she seemed to like both of them. I got her a sweater and I got her one of those little kind of like layered outfits that like a bunch of the Japanese women wear. And it seems like she liked them. And I got my dad some nice chopsticks and some spoons. And I got each of them a magnet also. And they all seemed very enthusiastic. It was one of my best jobs at gift giving, I think, for Christmas. And that makes it a win in my book. Because that is always what I stress out about the most. Jesus. Oh my god. We didn't even get an attack off. We didn't even get a hit in. I forgot. Okay, hold on. I forgot how that one move works. The move that it spits out that stupid little fireball from like sometimes off screen and then it explodes. I forgot that was how that one worked. We took way too much damage off of that. But yeah, you know, the thing about me is I find myself so easy to get gifts for, and I also tell people what I want. But my family does not generally do a great job with that. We've gotten better actually in recent years, because one year we had to put our foot down and be like, guys, like I'm dying here. One year we had to just kind of like do that. So we've been a little bit better about it recently, but fortunately I didn't have to worry about any of that. My shit was all locked in. And good thing, too, because Christmas fucking snuck the fuck up on us this year, at least I think. I turned around and it was the week before. This felt like the shortest December in possibly, like, recent years for me. Oh, Sharouche. We got enough room to chug here. He's going to do the same. I'm going to run in. I'm going to do a big swing move that was totally unstamina efficient, and I'm never going to be punished for it. And what did I get? My sister got me a N64 shirt and some candy, which was cool. It's a cool shirt. It kind of has like a little like 90s sort of like splash design on it too, and then it has the 64 logo. And then my parents got me 2 games. Like, what are you doing? You're doing moves you've never even done before. I got the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, which I'm excited to play. I actually think I got this as a gift from them for like a birthday or maybe even Christmas last year. I have the Dragon Quest 3 one, but I haven't played it yet. But then the 1 and 2 ones, when like it came out that they like got such stellar reviews for some reason. It seems like they're pretty good remakes. I was like, I'll probably just wait and try to ask for that for Christmas. So I got that, and then I also got Once Upon a Katamari, which I intend to be a stream game. We've talked about that before, but like soft dibs. I want to play Once Upon a Katamari on stream. So that's fun. I definitely remember when the Katamari reroll, like the first one came out. I was still living in Vegas then, and I specifically remember that was a gift actually, a Christmas gift from my mom, who mailed it to me in like a little Christmas care package when I was still in Vegas. This is like right before I moved home, which is crazy because that was like 6 years ago. And look at me back. I'm back getting stream game Katamari for Christmas again. But I got those. I got some headphones, and I got a computer stand because my desktop, my PC tower is in like my PC's in a really big box. I did not realize the case. I mean, like I didn't realize the case would be as big as it was when buying it, and so it's a really big case, and my desk isn't that big. So I keep it to the side of my desk on like a little computer tower. However, the one that I was using before, like I think kind of buckled under the weight of my computer. I was pulling it out to dust it recently, and the thing, like the legs of it kind of like bowed a little bit, and I was like, oh, this isn't very good. So I asked for a new computer tower thing for Christmas, and I expected it to just be like a little stand I could put it on, but it was actually cool. My dad got a nice one for me. He picked it out. He got one that has like a USB port in the top, some plugs. I'm sure I can use that for some fucking something for during when I'm streaming. I could plug my phone in. My phone, which is like always dying during the stream because I never fucking charge it. But that was pretty much it. When we ate dinner, we made merry. My mom made a bunch of treats and shit, some of which I went home with, which I've done a terrible job about just like pigging out on. I have this negative, highly negative habit where when I am given treats, like some people will, eat, try to be good, like eat a couple of them. Maybe eventually they'll get rid of them if there's just like way too many. But for me, I'm like, well, I know if I have these, I'm going to be snacking on these treats fucking constantly. So what I should do is I might as well just eat all of them right now in like the first 1 or 2 days. So at least they're just gone. That's how I'm like, if I just inhale these treats, then they'll be gone. I won't have to look at them anymore. Despite the fact that I'm still eating them all. So I ate a bunch of treats. I'm doing this because I know this is another humanity, but just because my health had gotten low. This guy, I don't think he's a good matchup for our kit. Just because we're so slow, and he's fast, and his attacks have range, and all of them are like long distance magic attacks. I could be using the Scotchy Shield maybe on some of them. Maybe I'll try to Scotchy Shield the like Soul Arrow one. That looks scotchable. Ryuji, am I looking scotchable this evening? Anyway, that was Christmas for me. It was good. It was fun. My sister's boyfriend was there. I feel like we talked more than we have possibly talked ever. Which was like, it's not that I like don't like him. It's not like I don't talk to him. I just don't think either of us are that talkative, like in those kind of situations. but it was good. He has also been to Japan, and I felt, this is the one thing I felt bad about. I felt bad in the couple days before Christmas, because I realized that I didn't have anything from Japan, like, to give him as a gift. Which I don't think is, like, really, like, I talked to her about it, too, and she was like, no, it's fine, because I don't think this was too bad. I'm sure he also has a bunch of souvenir and stuff like that from when he went. But I do know, like, what he likes. Like, I know he likes Final Fantasy. Like, I definitely could have got him something. One of the days I was there, I did look, but then, like, my own gift shopping just got so, Pixel can attest to this, just got so hectic by the end. That it was, I just, like, you know, I needed to just get done and like, get out, kind of. But so I messaged my sister, and I was like, I sent her, because we send each other, like, recorded audio messages. We send, like, instead of, like, even, like, voicemails or just texts, we send each other, like 3-minute audio messages about things. I don't know who, I think she started it, but we now just kind of do it as a bit. But I sent her one talking about, like, some things that, like, if, you know, like, if she thought it was weird, I could, like, run out and maybe buy some, like, Japanese candy or something in the international aisle and, like, pretend that I got it there. I was, like, thinking about things, and so I sent her a message like that. And when I sent it to her, I was like, well, you know, I don't want her to play this when he's around, because then he'll hear. So before I started doing the message, I went, this is a private message. Don't open this with anyone else around. Private message. But the way that, like, I was doing it as a bit mostly, but the way that it looked to her on, like, the text preview for the message, she was like, oh my God, I thought, like, something really bad happened, or, like, somebody died. Like, she was like, I didn't hear back from her for, like, 3 hours, and then I just messaged her again, like, thoughts? And then she finally listened to it, and she was like, oh my God, like, this did not, the way that this read in the text preview is not what the tone of this was. But basically, she was like, no, it's fine. We've never gotten each other anything before, so, like, normally I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't feel bad about not getting him a gift, but it was just because of, like, the Japan thing. I didn't want him to feel left out. But that was my holiday, you guys. It was a swell time. I hope everybody else had a good one. And you can put in the chat any exciting gifts you got, or any good things. But I probably won't be able to see them very well, because I gotta deal with this stupid shit. I have the Phantom to deal with. Maybe I should just be more aggressive. Like, this attack seems pretty, like, roll-throughable. Maybe we should try to go in when he does the energy sword. That might be my op. I might be the op stopper. Kingo got 100 line. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I imagine Kingo will be caught up to Zebra. Easily caught up to Zebra before the next 100 lines stream. That's what I think will be the case. Sis got internet, God bless. Okay, I can see where it's coming from this time. This is cool. It's like a portal blast he has. Okay, this attack, I know, like, as long as I can get far enough away, I can pop a heal off. I don't think I've ever seen him follow up that attack with another combo hit. Here's the 2. Still just gonna go big on it. Because I think they still share a health bar. Oh, this is this pulse. Fuck, he was using that pulse. I'm healing. Okay, nice. He did that pulse, but we're fine. Soul arrow. I need you to come down. I need that guy not to do something. Okay, we got a hit. Now that little stupid-ass little dick blast is coming in. Whew. We also did the annual Secret Santa in the friend group. Here we go. Roll Rouge. Rouge slop. Uh-oh. I'm chugging. No. Man, we should have had it on that one. I'm getting better though. Figuring out the like beam blade combo was big. I got books and Robin. I also have some good gifts for a lot of people who are here, a lot of friends from Japan too. That I felt so stupid. Pixel sent all his stuff out timely, so like people could open it on Christmas, and for some reason I didn't even think of that. I feel so dumb that I could have given people a lot of presents to open, but I didn't. But I'll send that shit out soon. Let's read everything else. Some fluffy pillows. We love that. Some nice clothes. New slippers from the rent. I like always wind up these days, like as an adult, I always wind up getting clothes. I didn't get any, other than that N64 shirt, I actually didn't get any clothes this year. I have access to Apollo Justice and ZA DLC. Pixel, what the hell does that mean? Is that a gift? You gotta imagine describing a gift you got as I now have access to. I mean, I guess maybe he got a gift card or something. Pixel, did you buy them off of a gift card? Tamal got Splatoon 3. Play with me. Some eShop things to pick up. Get Stardew Valley or Great Ace Attorney Chronicles raw. New wallet. Hell yeah. My wallet's pretty old too. And Zebra got Zebrag Blah, Chiaki Cat, and the Going Merry. Oh yeah, I saw that you got that Going Merry, the One Piece Netflix show Lego set, which I also actually have. Rinslet got me that as a gift back. It was like right after I quit my job. It was back in like September. And the other day when I was cleaning up around the house, I looked at that and I realized I hadn't finished it yet. So now I have it on my, I set it all up on my kitchen table, so I could not like forget to finish it anymore. And I did put a little time on it the other day. With a Lego set though, I always kind of like to savor them. I think they're like a good video game in that way. Where I like to if I'm like sitting down to eat or like I'm relaxing or I've just gotten home and I'm like, I just want to like chill for a little bit. Sometimes I'll just put, pop a couple like pieces on the Lego set. Even though I usually have to sit there for a minute and just like look at it so I can remember like, just like, so I can like re-download the visual framework of it. Because like if I don't, then sometimes I get confused and I start putting things in the wrong way. Which you do have to be careful about with Legos, because, then if you mess it up, then you gotta figure out what step you messed up and go all the way back. You gotta undo it. I saw Sis, did you get that Seinfeld Jerry's Apartment Lego? I thought I saw like a picture of that when you were opening the Christmas present. Oh, we've played it together. Oh, you mean they just got you Splatoon 3, Tamal? Well, you play with me. I guess I remember playing, like when the game came out, we all played it in big groups and stuff together. If you had asked me like, did Tamal play, I would have definitely said yes. So I don't know what I was thinking there. And I'm almost finished with it. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think I have a good spot for the Going Merry on my bookshelf, or I could always make one. Because usually, I guess with those Lego sets, like usually the base, the little mat they wind up on, usually that is fairly large. Building it like where I'm at in it now, which is like kind of like halfway through the hull, like I'm building it up, and maybe it doesn't seem like it'll end up being that big, but that stuff always like, once it gets towards the top, it'll expand out. Yeah, I think the Baratier is the biggest one, right? That one is cool. Is there an Arlong Park one also? What's the biggest one? I think the Going Merry is the mid-sized one. Is Arlong bigger or is Baratier bigger. I feel like Baratier's got to be the biggest one. Anyway, those are cool. Arlong is the small one. Okay. I love Legos. Hee hee ha ha. Hoo hee. Ha ha hoo hee. But that sounds good. My friend group, Secret Santa, Steiner group, did not get here on time, unfortunately. It was something happened with the apartment number in the mail. So the delivery driver, I think, like drove around with it a couple days in my complex, just being like, "What should I do, boss?" Like, just didn't really end up delivering it. And then eventually it got returned to sender, which is kind of a bummer because it'll probably be like another week or so before it gets here. But I'm not, I'm not like broken up about it. I'm still excited to get it. I think I have a pretty good idea who got me now that like most other people have gotten theirs. But, maybe there's something I'm overlooking. I think I know who it is, but at the same time, if I had to make a small critique, at the same time this year, it seemed like there were a lot of people who forgot to mention who they were. Like, it seemed like there were multiple people who forgot to mention who they were who sent the gift. And then that info sort of wound up coming to light like later on. And that was harder for me to pay attention to. So there could be someone who actually is accounted for that I still think is on the case. Not to humble brag or anything, but I always include a card. But that'll be exciting when it gets here. I'll talk about it on stream, I'm sure. Whatever is the next stream that happens. Okay, I see that thing is over there. I'm just gonna like run around over here and hope it doesn't get to me. Okay, we dodged it. Right on cue here. Yeah, usually I send an illustration. I had Slim this year. I got him I was actually, I was very happy with my gift on that too. Some years I think I kind of sucked on the gift, giving my gift for Secret Santa. But this year I was, this year I was happy with mine. I was excited about it. I got Slim a snapback that said Game Boy Advance on it because he's been doing the GB Ace thing all year. And then I got him a Sonic the Hedgehog stress ball, which I thought was funny. Like, if you know Slim, it's funny anyway. But like, I thought it was funny because specifically I was like, well, I can include the stress ball because like the next time he gets like some dog shit licensed game on GB Ace, then he can squeeze the stress ball. That made me laugh. And then I got him a Bowser Christmas ornament. However, the Bowser Christmas ornament was delayed in the mail. I actually ordered it from Hallmark. And because of that, I wound up getting my gift out, like, really kind of the last possible day that I could. So I actually didn't have time to make a little drawing in the card. But usually I like to make a little drawing in the card. I still sent a card, but I didn't get a chance. I was running, like, it had just gotten there that day, and I was like, literally, I need to get this stuff in a box and get it to the post office, or else it's not gonna happen. So I decided to do it real quick. But it seemed like he enjoyed it, so that's all that matters. Whoa, dude, whoa, chill out, man. Hey, whoa. You don't have combos. Cut it out. I'm worried about aggroing that guy. I think he's going to try to heal. He didn't. But that's always fun, because it's fun. Yeah, Odin got a cool card from the TCG pack. if we need to grind, if we end up needing to grind more humanities, well, we have plenty of bonfire ascetics we're getting from that fucking wraith ghost thing to be able to do it. Nice. There's one of these. But that was that. Other new things that are news. We talked about this. I think it was probably last week on Jarouge. I did that job interview, which they called me back today and offered me the position. But I didn't take it because it turned out I didn't want it. It turned out I just was like, I don't know. I think I need to be more like. What sucks about it is it's like the first interview I've had, really, since I like started searching. But like I don't know. Like it just ended up. It didn't sound like a position I really wanted. I wanted to do the interview. I wanted to like feel like I was making some progress in D-Rust, and I was pretty sure I was gonna get a call back with a yes on it, again, after my performance and also just in general, which felt bad to do because, you know, when you're in the interview, you gotta be as enthusiastic as possible, I think, and you gotta, like, you know, act like you want it. But then, fortunately, this was a recruiter, so it wasn't, like, the same people I interviewed with, which I would have felt bad about because they were nice ladies and I wouldn't want to be like, yeah, I didn't actually want it. But I was like, no, I'm just, you know, part of it was sort of the pay and also just, you know, I'm just, you know, I've got some other prospects that I'm moving forward with instead is kind of what I said. I think I kind of wound up sort of leading the woman to believe that I had another offer, but I've actually never turned down a job before like that, so I didn't really know what to say. It was kind of awkward. I thought she would be much more like, okay, well, thank you, you know, feel free to, you know, contact us or apply again or something in the future, but she, like, asked a couple more questions about it, and I was like, take the hint, lady. But yeah, I mean, like the position definitely could have worked for me. But you know, at least I know that like if things really get dire and it gets to a similar situation like that, I could probably land another job like that in the future if I needed to. But you know, the point of quitting was because I wanted to do something that I thought sounded less stressful. And this job, just after the interview specifically, sounded super fucking stressful. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again. My last job was cushy. It was stressful still, but it was easy compared to this job. We're up here, I guess. I guess this is where we are. Oh. Get fucking mogged, guy. But you know, I'm not giving myself a break. Like I just put some applications in the other day, but I'm willing to allow myself some grace on this, just because we're kind of in the end of the year holidays. I would imagine a lot at most job applications that get put in now anyway are probably not going to be looked at much until after New Year's Day. So I'm chilling on it. Work at Barnes & Noble, that would be fun. Yeah, if you don't want it, you don't want it. Don't make a move out of desperation. Yeah, I've thought about like I don't know if this is something people still do, and I've also never done it, so I don't know if it's like how good it is or not. But like a part-time thing, or even just I've thought about like doing like a temp agency. Just because like it would be some money coming in, but also like from what it sounds like at least, if there was somewhere you got put through something like that and you ended up liking it, I know sometimes they do extend offers through those. Like, if you do a good enough job when you get to the end of your whatever your period, then they'll be like, hey, you want to and you can be like, yeah or nah. So, you know, I feel like if, you know, it's going to be like the next month or so, I feel like probably before I'm going to really be like, all right, enough is enough of this. I've been unemployed for too long. But so it goes. But that happened. That was sort of interesting. New experiences. Another job offer notch under the snack belt. He's kind of nice with it. Is this fire? Soul arrow. You sold your last arrow. Get it? What if you had 4 different jobs in 4 weeks and you picked one at the end? That would be fun. What are you saying? Like, what if that's how the world works? Is or just what if I did that? Like a House Hunters type thing? Okay. I think that jobs, at least in the United States, are a fucking bunk industry. Especially, again, kind of like me, I guess. Like, if you're looking to not necessarily stay in the same field, like, I could definitely get another service job in the same field as what I was doing before. I feel like I could easily do that. Like, that's always an option. But if you want to do something different with your life, but at the same time, you want to still, like, be able to live with the same kind of relatively similar income and comfort as you had before, it just seems like there is just not a way to easily do that, and I think that's stupid. I'm not saying I went into this hunt thinking that that would happen easily. I'm just saying that's how things should be, and it's dumb that they aren't. It's dumb that it don't work like that. That's what I think. I don't know what he's doing behind me. Soul arrow, easy. I'm going for 2 here. I don't care what is coming out. It should be easier to live in society, not harder. Why do we keep making things harder? It should be easier. We're getting further and further away from the dreams that Star Trek promised. But I'm chilling on it most of the time. I'm chilling on it, basically. Fuck. Okay, what is coming out? I need to run. He's doing laser. I'm rolling in. I'm going for it. Ouch. Uh-oh. Jarouge. Healing. He's doing the pulse. That's fine. Fuck. Just chug. I'm just gonna chug. I'm just gonna continue to chug. Pop one of these. I literally don't care. Oh, no! Oh, so stupid! We were so I feel like it shouldn't be that bad. We get so close every time. There's like 3 attempts where we should have had it. It's just like you can get in a lock, kind of. They can pin you. How are we doing on these? 3? Fuck it. I'm using one. Fuck it. I'll come up there with you. Job I had before offered a full-time position and the pay was amazing, but it was a factory job. Yeah. I know like a lot of people find success with those factory jobs, but it's just the level of like monotony that comes with it, kind of. It's doing the same. It's like that you know, I mean, this is an extreme example, but you know the Edith Finch where the brother works at the factory where he's like chopping fish heads or whatever it is that he's doing, and he develops a mental world that he ends up living inside of. I feel like that could happen to me. I guess it would depend on what kind of job it was. But I do know, like, you know, the longer you're at those, some of them do offer good pay, and some people, you know, do that forever. I wish there was a sauna rap about living the American dream. You guys, we have been obsessed with this dumb... I think it was last week we started talking about it. We've been obsessed with this dumb little show called Kodocha. Which really mostly just stems from... a lot of us are big fans of Laura Bailey. Voice actor... Professional voice actor Lorith Bailey. Her full legal name. L'Oreal Bailey. And I don't even think I'm like top 3 biggest Bailey head of the bunch, honestly. I like Laura Bailey. But I don't think I'm Zebra or Sizz. Or maybe even Will, possibly? But it seems like a really funny show. I think I could be 4th. I don't think I'm much lower than that. Sizz is definitely number 1. Which is so funny to me considering, like, Sizz has not played Persona 4. He, like, he's like, I mean, like, you know, Laura Bailey, like, these days, she's in a lot of prestigious games. She's sort of leveled up, I think, mostly from, like, anime games and stuff like that. But, like, I think the Laura Bailey, like, the Laura Bailey voice, the voice she does in, like, Last of Us and stuff like that is not... like the voice, like the old classic kind of Laura Bailey like performance, which I think that's what Sizz loves. But like I don't know, like there are a lot of, I know there are a lot of big Laura Bailey things, that Sizz hasn't played or seen, which I think is what's funny about it because he's easily number 1. He's the biggest fan. But those have been wonderful. She says so many wonderful things. Alright, he's gonna go... He's doing that. This takes a bit to come out, so I like to... Oh, that's bullshit. I dodged that. Yeah, Sizz watching a show exclusively through clips, which he did multiple times this year. Sizz does not watch things... But he will spend the same amount of time that he could spend watching an episode of something, like going back through and rewatching clips of things he hasn't seen still. Oh my god, I'm so fucking goated. I'm so ready for the Bloodborne replay. That's up there. Now we're gonna run. That attack is easy to dodge, I think, until the 2 come out, and then it's annoying. Do we think I'm off base on this being, like, Kingdom Heartsian? Not only do I think, like, just visually this, like, you know, phantom figure looks like something that you'd fight in Kingdom Hearts, but it has some KH moves easily. The energy, like, blade thing, that is a Kingdom Hearts attack. That is Kingdom Hearts. I'm just saying. He's gonna swing. I don't know what he's doing over there. Okay, I've got time to chug here. That's up there. I'm just gonna run. Whew. Oh, no! What else is coming? I think I'm good. Okay, remember, we've had success with being aggressive on this. Got hurt there. Heal op, though. I have not been able to stop saying Big Raga the Op Stoppa lately. I know Isaac is in the same boat as me on that. People are... The JJK fandom finally has something to talk about now. Since last week's JJK Modulo chapter. to that point, I also saw JJK leaks today for fucking Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, the bum-ass dog shit no one fucking should care about. People are gassing it now. People are hype on it now. Because Gege said, remember JJK? Oh. That's where I need to shield. That's where I need to Scotchy shield. Anyway, it returns to form, basically, and now people are gassing it up. Incorrect. Though I don't, like, hate JJK Modulo. It's been fun to read, mostly. But specifically, there was a post that said, Big Raga the Op Stoppa, in reference to one of the things from JJK. And I can't stop thinking about Op Stoppa. And that's what Jirouge is going to be this week. God damn it. We have not been streaming an hour. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't seen any One Piece leaks. Is there even Jump this week? I thought it was off. Is there Shonen Jump coming out on Sunday? I thought it was off for 2 weeks. Do people just have it already? That's gonna be a nightmare to try to dodge. I'm just gonna have to not get on Twitter, honestly. I guess with those, like, I guess it is true that, like, people get those, like, you know, holiday interrupted chapters. Get out of my house. I guess thinking about it now, that like the leaks of those I have seen come early before, but that's silly. Anyway, here's some news. This was literally proposed, I think, at Jet Set Radio. Sis and I entered a manga pact. Where Sis said, Snack, if you read Chojin X, I will read Jujutsu Kaisen. I said, I have to do it for the culture. I said, Chojin X isn't that long. I've got to do it for the people. The opportunity to get Sis into something outweighs, even if I end up not liking Chojin X. Not like I like didn't want to check it out. Ever. But, you know, yeah, Chojin, even if I didn't want to check it out, I would have done it anyway. But I've been reading it. Like, here's the crazy part. I think Sis is on chapter 2 of JJK, and I'm in the chapter 30s of Chojin X. And also, at least up to the point I'm at, most of the Chojin X chapters are like double chapters. Like it'll be like chapter 30.1 and 30.2, and each of them are normal chapter length. So really, I've read about like 60 some chapters of it in the last week. Sis is on JJK 2. It is a very lopsided pact so far. But Sis did have to read the 4-part like JJK prequel thing, and those chapters are long. So it's not like he hasn't read anything. But that's been fun. I like getting into a new series. Chojin X is pretty good. I think I would compare it to, like... I mean, it's by the author who wrote Tokyo Ghoul, which I haven't seen. So I'm sure it has some similarity to that. But I would compare it kind of almost to, like, My Hero Academia. And I don't think that is just, like, you know, bro's only seen 2 shows, like, kind of an uninformed opinion. It's very, like, superpower-y. You know, like, it's about kids who have superpowers, basically. One Punch Man is another good one. They don't go to a school necessarily, but there's sort of like a superpower society they wind up being part of. It has an All Might of its own. And so that sounds generic, but I've been enjoying it actually quite a bit. Just because the author has kind of just like there's sort of a fucked up vibe to a lot of it, which I appreciate. It gets fucked sometimes. It feels dangerous for the characters a lot, which I enjoy. That's actually something I enjoy about Jujutsu Kaisen too. A series that I do at the end of the day, in spite of it all, I do still like. It isn't just irony poisoning. The fact that it feels like they could die at any time, even though Chojin X, one of the weird things about it is, for all the characters that have the superpowers, it seems extremely easy for them to die and come back to life. Has like been a very present part of it since the beginning. I think I'm dead here. Whoops. But and at the same time, like a series like that, like you either kind of have to suspend your disbelief about how much damage characters can take sometimes, or you do implement something like that, because they do get fucking mauled constantly, and then come back. So I definitely get it as like a vehicle for the kind of fights you want to do. But it's been pretty good. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm definitely not like in it just for the pact. If the pact didn't exist, but somehow I had read 30 chapters of it, I would definitely see it to the end. I'm back, This is a hard boss. Maybe I just need to lock in. I think I might need to FUGD. We might want to do one where we FUGD. Both Chojin X and One Punch Man do My Hero Academia better than My Hero Academia. Says, do you remember that, like, I kind of got you into My Hero Academia? At least this is how I remember it. Do you remember that? This is, like, back when... I don't think I had ever even talked to Sizz in, like, VC before. I think this was like, back when... Like, I definitely knew Sizz... because we started talking about One Piece. This is back before like none of the friend group had caught up on One Piece. I also didn't even know like Zebra yet, who was one of the people that we knew who like didn't need to catch up on it in the group. We had done like some videos together, and then we just used to chat about One Piece. But I remember, like, one night, like hyping up my... and I almost feel bad for doing this in hindsight. But I remember one night, like, hyping up My Hero to Sizz. This is when I was, like, just getting into it, I think. Back when the anime... I don't think the anime had even come out yet. I got into My Hero right before the season 1 of the anime started. I remember they were on the training arc in, like, the mountains or whatever with the muscle guy. That was the newest arc at the time. The anime wasn't out yet, but it was just about to come out. Like, I got into it, like, right at that time. And I feel like I remember trying to sell Sizz. Like, I remember, like, gassing it up to Sizz and telling him about, like, all the cool characters and stuff. Not that I don't think the characters are cool. It's just... These days, would I recommend it to someone? No, because I didn't finish it. So I don't... Like, I can't even really speak to the end. But because I also fell off it twice and have continued to be off it. But I think at least one, like, when it comes to, like, because I think My Hero and One Punch Man, because those were both, like, One Punch Man started earlier, but those were definitely very much, like, kind of coming out around the same time. Back, this was, like, 10 years ago now, but, like, back then, I always have thought One Punch Man was a more fun, like, hero world, because in One Punch Man, those motherfuckers don't even have to have powers. Like, My Hero, like, you know, you basically have to have a quirk to be a hero, even though I think there are quirkless heroes. I don't know if that ever comes up. Like, I know, like, if Chapter 1 hadn't happened, Deku might have been a quirkless hero. He might have tried to be that. And I don't want to spoil the ending, because I don't really know what it's like, but I feel like, I think it, from what I understand, it maybe sort of ends a little like that. But One Punch Man, you can just be a dude just out there, like, just chilling. You could be like a reasonably strong dude who like maybe took a little martial arts, and you're a hero. And I think that's more fun. Even though I also dropped One Punch Man. Maybe I will finish it someday, later in the future. Yeah, if you have a tank top, you're a hero. I like One Punch Man. I just didn't. I just, for whatever reason, dropped it. Okay, I'm gonna focus up and gamer down here. Yeah, there's a guy with a bat who's like one of the top 10 heroes or whatever. It's definitely funnier. It's a very one approach, I think. But I like it. Chojin X is not like that though. Chojin X, I'm sure Sizz, because I know he likes the property. Taking this back, the thing I think Chojin X is the most like is X-Men. It maybe is like a little bit more kind of freeform, because in X-Men they like, I mean like they don't have to live at the manor, but they like all like live at the manor, right? And Chojin X they have like a center, but like, you know, Sandek is like Professor Xavier kind of, and they're definitely like, even though they have superpowers, they definitely are more like mutants about it. That's what I think it's the most similar to. And also it has an X in the name, even though in X-Men you pronounce the X, and in Chojin X you don't. This is a stupid, annoying bit I've been running. Because Snack can't just get into something. Imagine if we finished this boss and then we had to fight 3. Oh, Steiner. I'm chugging. I'm going in on this one. I'm going for 2. I'm going for 3. We gotta make up. Okay, wait, I said I'm locking in. Okay, hold on, I'm locking in. I will answer your question, Pixel, once we finish locking in. This is a cool attack, though. You see he shoots it into the portal, and then it comes out the other one. It's fun. Fun visually. The split. I can get a little extra damage off on this. I think it seems like there is like a little bit of like a little baby sweet spot almost. What's he gonna do? Okay, I'm not engaging on this one. It seems like there's a little sweet spot where he can swing and you won't be hit by it. This sucks. Okay. Okay, I love it when they do this, except when it happens like that! This is the hardest boss so far. Is this known, Sizz? I think if I hadn't swung, I could have rolled my way out of that. But this is like, feels like one of the first ones where you can really get punished for doing something you're not supposed to do. Which most of the bosses in this game, I feel like you can tank one and shrug it off. How does it feel to have only one more stream where you can be a brat and then you have to be nice after? What do you mean? I mean, like, we're nice at Jet Set Radio, but we'll be playing this for a while. Listen, I've grown, but only sometimes. The Snack that you guys see on Friday is not the same character as the Snack you see on Sunday. The snack on Sunday has grown. The snack on Friday, I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing. I don't think he's grown at all. Monday's Elizabeth is different than Elizabeth.
May the dark shine your way.
Oh, we're talking about yeah, he's a Protestant man, but we're the best. We're the best of friends. Yeah, we were watching those. That guy's name is Michael Fry, I think. I actually follow him on Twitter. I think that those videos were the first things I ever saw of him, but he has some other funny videos too. I guess he's just an Irish comedian. We were watching those Michael Fry, SpongeBob, and Scooby-Doo videos the other night. I remember following him, and then I followed there's another Irish comedian I follow whose name is it Killian Sunderman or Sunderland or something? He's funny too, though. But I don't think I've seen. I think those guys must have just stopped posting. Like everything else, social media is a fucking hellscape now. Anyone who's funny that was on there doesn't post anymore. No one fucking posts on there anymore. That's one of the funniest lines. Especially when he goes, and he used to eat the same things that I eat. And that day, we just finished a 12-foot Italian sub. It's so good. Scooby and I used to eat the same things. It's so funny if you, like, think about Scooby-Doo as if he was actually a dog. Funny stuff. Okay, I'm locking in again. At least we're getting, like, better at getting through this part. This time, did we even heal? I must have had to heal on the Havel guy. Fuck, I'd heal that. Running a little low on gems, though, honestly, we could also, like, leave here at some point. We're like, a couple more attempts, we'll be up to about 100,000 souls. We'll have a lot of souls if we just decided to ditch one and cash them in. We could buy more gems with that. Okay. If you say something in the chat, I'm not ignoring it. I'm locking in. Okay, there's that move. I mean, I like this boss. It's just tough. It's got a lot of good moves. Greedy to go for 2 on that attack, honestly. But it just feels like it'll just not happen if I don't sometimes, you know? I know that I can take one swing of the fucking energy sword thing. Okay, that's that again. I'm gonna go for 1 this time. Up there. Cut across to the left. I want to try Scotchy Shield on the Soul Arrow. It really does look like that, just like classic Dark Souls like Soul Arrow attack, which I feel like I should definitely be able to reflect back. That, like, blue kind of arrow pattern, like, blast, that is the Dark Souls magic. There is not a magic from Dark Souls that is more from Dark Souls than that attack is. Oh. No. Soul Spear. That's right. Dodge in past that. What is my buddy over there doing? I don't know. I can't see him. I guess I could have swung the camera around. If we despawn the guys, this is a totally different ball game. Fail. That's rude. My hair is still on point though, so I'm not gonna pop another. I think what we'll do is if we lose again. Oops. I think if we lose again, we will take an effigy, use an effigy. It would give me only one more attempt on this batch of them, but it'll give me more health. Thought Elizabeth was a one-off character, and they kept appearing, and I was like, what the heck? Maybe 2026 I'll better myself. I mean, I do want to better myself in some other ways. I just don't know if stopping sneaking diss on stream is one of them. I just don't know if that's necessarily one of the ways that I want to do it. Okay, we did it. Now I can just run through here. It feels so fucking freeing, and I'll never have to worry about losing my shit again unless I fall down a pit. Peace and quiet in the chasm of the dark. Yeah, Pixel, we're not doing that. We've grown, but not that much. But I have grown on Sunday. At some times, I've grown. The portal. The dark portal. Does it sound okay also? I feel like I totally messed everything up when I was doing Jet Set Radio. I like changed my mic audio settings, and then my mic audio settings like still weren't good, and then I also the actual game volume balance was hard for us to balance out. So I tried to put it back to like what I normally would have it on for Dark Souls, but hopefully it did. We could also start peppering some spells in or doing things like that, but I don't know. This guy seems like he would be resistant to that. Like it wouldn't do very much to him. Bullshit. This is fine though. I know I can get a chug and at least a hit off on him when he's like that. As long as there's one. When there's not one, I can't. But when there's only one, I can. Splitting now. I think I did that pulse. Confusing blunder, I think. Whoops. He's doing that pulse this time. Okay, we got some free damage in there. Where is it? Ah! Oh, Jesus. He's doing the laser. Oh, Sharouche! Okay. Otherman is swinging. Now he's swinging. Otherman's doing the laser. I'll try to capitalize here. Nope. Okay, this is good though. What if for the last, like, 15% of damage, they both also split into two? What if they split into 4? Okay, he's doing that. Where is it coming out of? Over there. Alright, I'm just going to cut up the side here then. Nice. We're both doing laser now. So I can get 2 in on this. Oh, whoops. Oh, man. Oh, man. Press the wrong button. What's he doing back there? Okay, both doing fire. I'm just gonna keep running in this direction. Okay, laser is good. Especially when I can see what my other homie's doing. Oh, that was so lucky. That was luck. Oh, here we go. All right, game over. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong button. Oh my god, it's not game over. Oh, yes it is. Okay. Woo! Selfless giver. See, this is how I'm trying to be. This is how I'm trying to be next year. Oh, I guess this maxes our devotion to that covenant also. Hell yeah, clean. Girouge! And the good news, you guys, is that we got so many fucking souls to cash in here. All right, which one of these was the door out of here? I think it's this. Yeah, that was definitely a... Was that... I guess this sort of would have been, like, the post-game, like super boss, kind of. We should probably talk to the homie here. This and maybe, like, the dragon, I guess. The big dragon. I'm sure he's still there, even if you don't kill him. But he doesn't attack you. This guy attacks you like a real boss does. We've gained rank.
You've discovered the truest dark within you.
Yeah, but I decided fuck that shit.
A deep, deep dark it is.
Yeah, it might be deep, but I've chosen to break the cycle.
Dark that we must all face. We need the abyss more now than ever.
Yo, Climax? Let's get some snacker randoms in the chat. Climax? And we got a Xanthus crown, overcoat, Xanthus gloves, and a waistcoat. Xanthum gum. Xanthi win.
Take them on your pilgrimage.
Oh, and a dragon chime.
The embrace of the dark.
Got anything else for me, Gandalf? Gandalf the Dark.
Your sorrows forever.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, Jarouge Harrison, I chose to struggle onward. Hi there, Jarouge Harrison. I chose to break the cycle. All right. Hell yeah. Let's go back to Majula. Saw a thing about how if you took a Pokemon Red save file and transferred it to Pokemon Blue, it would work. Huh. That's interesting, I guess. But I mean, like, I don't know, I guess that makes sense. They're the same game, right? But the same game. All right, let's do 24. Hey, Pixie, thanks for watching. Have a good sleep.
Thanks. I can
Is there a place to buy these big life gems? I mean, I guess we're doing okay on them. We don't necessarily need to, but...
bear until hope.
I wonder if we should level up some gear. With yellow, you can take a yellow file into red and blue, but it would be glitchy. If you fly somewhere and fly back, it will be fixed. Interesting. I mean, I guess red... Oh, that's weird. You can take yellow into red and blue, but not red and blue into yellow. Stone Trader Girl, who is that, sis? Is that a her, she?
You've been well.
I feel like it wouldn't make sense to take yellow into... She's the stone girl. Oh, you can buy bonfire aesthetics from her. We can also... I also didn't realize she... I mean, she only has certain amounts of these to sell, but I didn't realize she had Titanite chunks and slabs. That's pretty cool.
No interest. Suit yourself.
No, we definitely have talked to her, but not in a while. We certainly haven't talked to her since she upgraded to all of that stuff. If we said we were going to do a DLC with the Gurm axes, I probably want to upgrade both of these to +10. And then with that, we can't... I think we're not able to wear the gauntlets, but we can still wear the leggings and the... oh, this is all my Twinkling Titanite, though. What about the Falconer garb? Jarouge? How are we doing on the garb? Titanite chunk +6. Doing it. I don't need those chunks for anything else anymore. She was selling twinkly? Alright, alright. We'll put one on the leggings, and then if we need more twinkly, we'll buy some from her. Or we'll just get some. It's not that hard to find sometimes. If you were better at killing the fucking lizards, which I'm not. If I was better at killing the little twinkling lizards, we'd have a ton of that shit. I think they drop it, don't they? Alright, but here's what's important. We made a goal last week that we are going to, by the end of the game, we're gonna power stance the great swords. So we need to level up vitality because the only thing that is standing in my way for doing that is they're too heavy. Let's put 2 on that. I'm putting 5 on it. I'm putting 2 on it. And we seem pretty close to doing it again, right? What is it, like 33,000? I'm sure I got something I can pap. I got 5 on it. I've got 5 on it. Okay, I'm sure these... Will these get me all the way? Nope. Here's what we can do. Red can work if you transfer the yellow data. Huh. I'm getting more effigies. I'm gonna do this one more time. If we're gonna like grind a couple souls here, though, we'll probably want to do this now instead of later. These guys still die in 1 hit. But every time you burn, I'm not fighting the hippo though. Every time you burn a bonfire ascetic, the area is supposed to get stronger, right? Like the monsters are supposed to get better. It's kind of like new game plussing the area. Or like it just adds to the area level. I mean, these guys were pretty easy to kill the first time we came through here, and that was the very beginning of the game. So I guess it makes sense that they'd still be easy even if I've leveled it up a couple times. That animation took him so long to do that. Oh, my stomach. That we have gotten before. That's just back because I reset the zone. I think only doing this one more time would be fine, though. I guess if we go up here, there's like an ambush or something up here, right? But that will give me what I need. There's another Hundy. It's not really an ambush. I think they eventually start like throwing shit down on you or something, maybe? That might be a different area. I feel like I remembered something like that. Another funny ZMC fit that's in the pipeline. I need to play on ZA again. I need to make another outfit for Destiny for like the next arc. But I am like intimidated by the amount of time that will take to go do. And so I haven't played that game in like a couple weeks. Steener. But I do want to beat that before the end of the year. I've given up, you guys, this year on doing a top 10 games list. I was all excited about doing it, and I went to think about it today, and I was like, literally the only 2 video games that I played this year that I even care about ranking are the Hollow Knight Silk Song 1, Donkey Kong Bonanza 2, Mario Kart World 3. I played some other games that were like good. I don't care about putting any of those on a list. Like, I just don't know how to rank them. All of them rung in about like a 7 kind of to me, high 7, low 8. And I also deleted my list of all the games I played this year anyway. So I think I'm not doing it. I'm gonna do it next year. I'm restarting. We're doing a hard reset. I spent months playing the 100 line this year, And I don't feel right putting that on the list still, because even though I'm about halfway through the endings that exist in the game, it just feels like I still haven't seen the whole story. So I'm not ranking that. And so, like, if that's not going to be number 4, you've lost me a little bit. But if you want to know my top 3, it's Hollow Knight, Silksong, DK Bonanza, Mario Kart World. Kingdom Hearts Replay. Pokemon TCG Pocket. There you go. The continuous game of TCG Pocket. Those are my top 5. The continuing story of Bungalow Bill. If I hadn't lost my notes app, I would maybe do it. But I can't even remember some games that I played at the beginning of the year. There's probably stuff that, like, if I was really trying to put my list together, I wouldn't even remember. And we didn't play that. We didn't end up playing that many. Well, no, we played a decent amount of games on stream this year, but a lot of them were replays. Like, there's this. This would definitely play. This is probably be number 4. See, I forgot about Dark Souls 2, the game I'm playing right now. I'll never be able to make it. This, I think, is probably number 4. Maybe close with Mario Kart World, but I do really like that game. I haven't put, like, as much time into it as I maybe thought I would, but there's some people out there that think that game's fraudulent, and I think that they're insane. That game's great. We played it the other night, and I had a blast. Like, we played this. I liked a short hike, but, like, the Sonic and the Black Knight is not cracking the top 10. Even though that game was raw. What else did we play on stream? Spyro was a replay. Secret Rings was a replay. Wario World was WarioWare was a replay. Bean. FF4 was a replay technically. I spent a month or two playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses again. I replayed Rayman 2 and Luigi's Mansion. I replayed all the Sonics. I played Rystar and Altered Beast. Those aren't cracking the top 10. It's like a weird year. So it was a weird year. The top score, like the top games on my list, I liked a lot, but it just doesn't feel like a real top 10 kind of. All right. Hey, I think we're ready to move on. I think I'm gonna win the award. Here's what I'm gonna do. Change the face cam to this one, cause we're doing it. This is it. Do I acknowledge it's Cope? Absolutely. But we are running a whole DLC with this Cope Twin Axe build. I think it's fun to play with. I like it. I'm gonna do it. And, you know, bah humbug to you if you think I shouldn't. I'm doing it. Okay, so let's think about how we would even get into the DLC. I think it's those, isn't it those, like, flames where we encountered, we need to get the key. Those bonfires where we encountered Aldia, I think, are at least the way into some of them. Another thing I just remembered that we didn't do is we got the key last time to unlock those, like, doors. And we unlocked the one in Black Gulch, but there was another one of those that I didn't unlock, right, Sis? Off the top of my head, I don't remember where it was, but I have my little list ready. I don't know how to read this. I forgot how to read. The well. Okay. Like the well here in town, right? Another set of those doors in the gutter. Back to the gutter. You mean like the Blighttown-esque gutter area? Like the gutter-ass fucking gutter where the shit was falling off the shit was falling off the ceiling? I'll do it. I mean, I'll go see it if it's there. I just, like, if you ask me, do you want to go back to the gutter? All of them say, they always say no. You say you want to go to gutter and get ice cream cone. Both of them say no. Yeah, Rouge, yeah. Mr. Rouge. Alright, got a little room here. Dragon Talon, that looks like something. I also should look at the gear. Is that this? Guides one to an unknown land. A terribly worn dragon talon. Legend has it, in the deepest reaches of the Black Gulch, behind a door locked from the inside, is a magnificent city built for a great slumbering dragon. Talon clearly dates to ancient times, but great vitality emanates from it still. Grind that shit down, you got a little Jeruzheriziac. Grind that shit down into a fine powder, you've got a little Jeruzheriziac there for you. If you need your little Jerouge, if your little Jerouge is too gaunt, and you need him to stand up a little straighter, grind some of that shit on over your fucking, into your tea, you got a little Jeruzheriziac. Stupid. Oh, here we go, baby. This quest was the Dark Souls throwback. Isn't this... Dark Souls 1 has this gear too, right? This is the fucking pinhead gear. Classic. There's a gear like that in Dark Souls for sure. The Xanthus Crown, I guess is what it's called in this. I don't remember. I think it was this was a swamp poison. What is it called? Poison swamp. The swamp, the Great Marsh. I think this came from that area in that game. Blindingly bright yellow costume was worn by the Xanthus King. Yeah, I mean, I would make it's iconic. I imagine that it would be in all the games. The heinously towering headcloth crown served some purpose. What do the robes look like for this gear, though? I'll put my crown back on. But I don't know. List be damned. I want to finish Pokemon ZA before the end of the year. I need a lane to clear. I'm still playing 100 line when I get in bed, but I need to clear the ZA lane out, and I want to put Dragon Quest in there, which lets us tiptoe right into the next topic rather beautifully. But I'm gonna open these chests first before we talk about it. Soul Vortex. It's definitely a spell that I can't use. Witch Tree Branch. That sounds like some bullshit, some dumb shit I don't want to equip. This is some shit Hiruko would use. Kingo, in the Zebra playthrough, Hiruko is a witch. What if this was a mimic? What if one of these was a mimic? Hiruko, the like baddie from the like take charge Dami Mommy baddie from 100 line, and in Zebra's playthrough for some reason she is a witch. Despite the fact that yes, she does fight with like a battle axe. Extremely physical fighter. I know Kingo has gotten to that part because we talked about it. That's like the first Academy battle. Okay, so we did this. So I would imagine there's somewhere I can use this thing, though. Did this say the gutter? Black Gulch. Do I have to go back to Black Gulch for this is? Okay, do we want to go to the one close to the... Oh, this is for the DLC. Okay. Is that the first DLC, or is that later? Did we get that from this guy? Did they add this guy in then? Because I feel like you definitely would have been able to come here. These were base game, right? Okay, so if that's the first DLC, we can go see the thing in the gutter. Why the hell not? I'm down for a trip to the gutter. Sometimes you have to rally. Sometimes your friend is like, yo, you think what I'm thinking? And I'm like, no. They're like, you know. We can go out to eat later if you want. And I'll be like, I don't want to do that shit. I got a headache or something. And then they'll be like, come on. And then you're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I could do it. You gotta rally sometimes. You can't just do your own thing all the time. And there's no sense worrying about things you can't fix. You guys, I finished Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 gonna be one of those. Finished the game and instantly Googled what people thought about the end. Because personally, and I'm not gonna talk about it here today, because I still don't want to spoil it. Like, you know, I don't know, even if you guys who are watching this don't care, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might be watching the VODs or who hasn't played the game. I still, like, if you're a Metroid fan and you like Metroid Prime, I definitely still recommend it. I still enjoyed my time with the game overall. Also, what's up, idiotness? Is it this one, Sis? Upper gutter? But I hated the ending. Now, what I will say, final boss, pretty fun to fight. The final boss fight was fun. I think there's some good boss fights in that game, definitely, even though I don't think there's enough bosses. Yo, come back! Wait, I want to be you! The final boss was, like, fun enough to fight. What they had to work with, I think they did a decent job. But just overall, just the level of what you had to do to get into the final area, what the final area was, and specifically especially what the sort of the story cutscene event of the ending was, I did not like at all. We were talking, I think a week or two ago, about something else that happens in the game where I remember saying, like, I don't think Samus would have done that. And I feel that there at no point in Prime 4 do I feel that more than the end. I don't think it's a worse characterization of the character than a Metroid Other M, because nothing could be. But even though, like, I always will personally, like, people, you know, the common complaint I always hear is that, like, what character really is there to Samus Aran? And I just don't agree with that at all, kind of. I think that there's enough of a character that has been told by Nintendo, and also enough of a character that has just been understood by the fans, like the players who have cared about this relatively underperforming series for all these years. I feel like there is an element of, like, there's a characterization of the character that I think is accurate, even if it is maybe a little inferred, kind of. And I don't agree with the decision that was made at the end of this game. Maybe it's in here. Remember the big bug who was Nisa? So I didn't like it. I also, and this I'm willing to forgive, even though I'm a bit salty about it. This is something that, like, all the Metroid Prime games have. I missed 100% scans. Because there was a, like, to my, like, to the defense of the game, there was a tech scan, which is basically, like, you know, like something you interact with in the world, you have to scan, and then it adds to your scan log. There was a scan for a type of container that you kind of play like a little mini game to open, and you get like a missile or a power up. There's a couple of them in the game, but once you open them, they disappear. And I think what it is I swore I had scanned it, but I did not. I missed scanning these containers, and so that's the one scan in the game that is not. Actually, that's not true. There's a scan in the beginning, like the opening kind of story mission set piece thing that you can miss too. But I got those because I'm pretty good. I know Metroid Prime. I know what normally is scannable, what's not. I thought I had already scanned this thing, and I hadn't. So I missed it. It was the one scan I missed in the game. And to get the secret ending, because you need 100% pickups and scans, I wasn't going to get it anyway. So I just said fuck it to the pickups. I think at least I got all the main powers. But I didn't get all the missile tanks or the ammo or the power bombs or anything like that. But that let me just like see the end, just be like, enough is enough. I just want to see. I just want to finish it, and I didn't like it. I just like, I just feel like it's just, I don't know. There's the way that the ending plays out. It doesn't seem in character to me. I read a bunch of opinions, a bunch of copers, but also some people who did make valid opinions about kind of the way that Samus has been characterized. But I think that a lot of the arguments I've seen people make is, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time when it comes to online arguments for people that want to like something, what they'll do is they'll go look at, like, all the things that, like, characters have done in the past to validate why they made this decision. But it's like each new part of a story or new, like, story event or something a character's gonna do is, like, not the same event as how they acted, like, in the past. So like, generally when people try to make those kind of arguments, I feel like it's sort of like a false equivalency almost. I've played every fucking Metroid game. I know the character. I know what she would do. And I'm not afraid to be pissed off when so the ending is stupid to a game that was already mid. And interestingly, a very telling article came out about Metroid Prime 4 recently, which I should have read it if I was going to talk about it on stream, but I actually haven't read the article. I've only kind of read blurbs and summaries of it, even though it seems interesting. You'd think I would have read it, but for whatever reason, I just didn't. It's the holidays. I've been busy. But some very telling information came out about the game where it seems like, just due to the way that kind of Retro came in and picked up work on the game, and understandably, Nintendo's desire to get it out. It already took 7 years to come out, or whatever, 8 years or whatever. So I don't think that there's necessarily blame to be placed there either. But just due to the fact that, like, development kind of restarted, but there was still a sort of a skeleton of the game there, it seems as though Retro maybe did not have the level of freedom that they wanted, and the project, some parts of the project did not necessarily align with, like, the vision that they wanted for it, especially when it comes to the big, dumb, open-world desert. Which personally, oh yeah, there's the Havel shit. Personally, I don't even think is the worst part of the game. I think it's fairly harmless. But yeah, there was a lot of, like, one side saying, the game's starting development when open world games were more kind of in, Breath of the Wild was only a couple years old when they announced Metroid Prime 4, you'd imagine they started working on it. So they sort of felt constrained with those ideas and, like, kind of things shifting on that kind of gameplay style since then. There was definitely a comment I know about the combat, them kind of wishing they could kind of modernize the combat, which I don't know if I 100% would have even wanted. Like, I don't know if I really would want to play a Metroid that played, like, like Doom or, like, the new Dooms or something like that. I think the Prime combat is fine, and I do think, like, this game at least has, like, a forward and backwards dash and, like, some things that make it a little more, like, engaging and intuitive. So I don't know if I necessarily think they even did a poor job with that, but it seemed like Retro wanted to improve and innovate more on the gameplay and all that kind of stuff, and just at the end of the day, they weren't able to. I don't know about the story decisions. I don't know whose idea that was. I think that person deserves the most scrutiny with this. I don't understand why, if the original ask was develop an open world Metroid, they would then keep a bunch of characters that tell you shit all the time. I guess if they wanted the open world to be way, way bigger, that would have been useful. But it isn't. and I could have completely done without any of that in the game. Even if they still, we've talked about this a ton of times, even if they still wanted to have talking characters, which I think is, on its own, is not inherently flawed. And I don't think the article has anything about that, but it clearly, like, I mean, you know, you play the game, you can tell that development was troubled on this, especially just before the game even came out. The amount of time it took for it to come out, you can tell that development was troubled on, like, overall. Like, they had to restart development, so clearly the original version of the game was not going well. But all that is to say, I would still play a Metroid Prime 5 if Retro wants to continue. I'm a little bummed that it seemed like Retro is prepared to continue making Metroids. And again, I love Metroid Prime, but if the people at Retro would rather work on something else, I feel kind of bummed about that. Like, I don't know if I necessarily want them to have to go back into the Metroid mines to pump out 2 more games of like a new trilogy or something. But like, you know, if they take lessons to heart, I think Retro is a talented studio. Even though I know a lot of the original Prime team is left, I don't think they've ever put out a game for Nintendo that was bad, including this one. My hope is that they salvaged a lot of this and would be prepared to make a new Prime 5 and have it be good. It shouldn't have an open world, though. It's literally, this is in the interview, literally the, like, lock and key Metroidvania search action, whatever you want to call it, way that Metroid works. You can't do an open world, big open world fields type game with gameplay like that. They're incompatible. Zelda, you know, Zelda at least has always had a big field ever since it jumped to 3D. I totally think you can do something like that and have it succeed, like I think Breath of the Wild does. I like Breath of the Wild. I think it's a good game. I get a little, like, you know, I definitely am sort of fatigued with it if Nintendo keeps trying to force that shit into games, but, like, I think at the end of the day, most of the games that have tried something like that have been good. I definitely think it's, you know, it may, like, you can't you can't tell what direction game development is going to head in. You take fucking, like, Mario, the big, like, the courtyard to Peach's Castle in Mario 64 and stretch that out to, like, Mario Odyssey, and you can see how we got from point A to point B. But when you played Mario 64 as a kid, you never would have thought that that was where it was going to end up. And so, you know, in the next 10 years or so, I'm sure that, you know, the way that Nintendo are developing games now will continue to evolve and change and may turn into something else that people might like more than something that's more like Breath of the Wild. But all that is to say, the ending of Metroid Prime 4 sucks and I didn't like it. The game is fine, though. I'd probably give it like a strong 7 to a light 8. It has some cool areas. It's got a couple good music tracks. It has some cool powers. Another thing that I think is a bummer is that I think that Metroid Prime has been pretty good, and I feel this way about Metroid Dread too. Actually, I'm not even letting that game off the hook. We need to make new power-ups. Are you guys? Do you guys get what I'm saying on that? We need, like, if you're gonna do a new Metroid, it needs to have a bunch of new power-ups. Like, I love the power bomb and the super missiles and the high jump and the beams and all that, but it's like, just, you get, you know, like, if you play enough of those games, and like Prime has the spider ball, which is from Metroid 2, but you know what I mean. You play enough of those games and you can tell when the new power-up is coming. And I'm personally tired of that. Prime 4 has the beam that you, like, waggle around with the motion control, which they do use in a couple of cool ways in some parts of the game. It has the bike, but the bike feels very limited unless you're in the big dumb desert. And then it has, like, the Samus's psychic hand thing, which is kind of a non-power I guess it has it has an electric beam, which I don't think they've ever done before, but it also has an ice beam and a fire beam, which Metroid Prime has done. And there's a cool thing you can do with the morph ball where you can like sling it, kind of. There are these sort of grapple points that you kind of pull back and then you let go and the morph ball like flies from them to like somewhere else, and that's kind of cool. But I don't know. I think first new 2D Metroid in a while, first new Metroid Prime in a while, you gotta have new powers. You can't just coast on the powers everybody knows, because the powers everybody knows are established and good, and they were developed in the 90s when games were good. Metroid Dread, I think, has the like lock-on seeker missile type thing. That's from Prime 2. But that was new to 2D Metroid at least. And it has, I guess, like the counter, which is from Samus Returns. But I don't even remember a new power-up in that game that's not those. There's the Cross Bomb, I think, which sucked. The Cross Bomb, which was a nothing burger. And I don't remember anything else. That game's great. It's much better than Prime 4, but I feel the same way about that too. Anyway, let's read the chat. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you know, there's some cool movement options in Dread. Like I remember really liking the whoosh move. Where you can like whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? I really liked the whoosh move, the whoop whoop. That was fun. But I think that there's room definitely to be more creative with that kind of stuff than they are. A spider beam? Kingo, that's the grapple beam. Or are you saying the beam shoots out spiders? Because that could be kind of raw. What if Samus shot spiders out of her gun? Talking about how FPS games have changed. Yeah. I think Doom 2016 and Eternal, but especially 2016, I think that game is built a lot like a Metroid. It's got linear levels, but I think the exploring in that one specifically feels very Metroidian. Crazy people were talking about playing Breath of the Wild for slop of the year. No, I think you could. I mean, we said no because the slop pact is Western AAA. But other than that, I think Breath of the Wild is a fine game to play for slop of the year. It's not that long of a game. Yeah, Spider Beam. I'm green lighting that if I'm Nintendo. All right, Sis, where am I going? Sis, where am I going? Samus had like a magnet beam. What if Samus had a magnet beam and it like put some little platforms out? Like it shot across the ground, and then it like it flickered in and out for some reason, because like I don't know, maybe the port doesn't really capture the frame rate right. And then like Samus could like walk on it. Beyond the boss door. I mean, this is where you fight the boss. I don't see the door in here. Anyway, I beat Metroid Prime 4. I will play it again. There it is. Because like with all the primes, this is a little flaney cave. Like with all the primes, you can't play the hard mode until you've beat normal mode. And there were definitely some bosses like that did big damage. I died on the final boss once, which I did not expect to do. So I think those would be fun, like a fun and pretty engaging challenge. Some of those bosses would be on hard, where you take more damage. The thing about hard mode in Prime, at least I don't know if this game is like that too, but the monsters have more health also. And I think that the health is like way too much on some creatures in that series anyway, including in this game. So that could be a little tedious, but I liked it enough to want to play it again that way, and I would probably get 100% that time. But disappointing for sure. You leave Jarouge alone for 10 seconds, and all of a sudden he's talking about spider beams. Are you guys ready for this shit? Can we read these? The city here. This is our introduction to this. The city of the sunken king sleeps, as does the dragon within. With water dry and path amiss, woeful temptation is dismissed. Trespassers will face adversity befitting a monarch. Forbidden is the path to the ancient king's kingdom. Faulty Vidya. Batman Begin. I agree, Kingo. Yeah, Spider Beam. It's gonna be a fort hype from me. I want to see it happen now. I think there's some. See, clearly there are some fresh ideas they've never explored before. All right, this is the first DLC. Again, I think all of these have to do with like the old kings of the land. I'm excited. I'm excited to see like how much they are. If they'll just be like a level or what the vibe will be. Sign written here is being channeled from something far away. We got some this. This feels like Zelda. What if Samus could turn into an elephant? I don't want to be compared to that Zach Games or whatever, that freak on Twitter who kept asking for Daisy elephant fan art. But if there was Elephant Samus, I'd buy a game to see that. Oh, she got a spring. She kind of does have a spring power up. There's the spring ball. You mean like what if she turned into a spring? I guess I'm lighting a torch. Alright, I'll torch it. Hundreds of dollars at least, Isaac. I love the posts that are like screen grabs. Where it's like, you know, draw her with the elephant power, and it's like not until, you know, that guy says so, and then you see the like just the top of like the handle and the avatar of him like as he's the next comment below. I think those kind of posts are funny. What if Samus could take over enemies by throwing her helmet at them? This is crazy. No, I think I get the spider beam. Here's my version of it. Samus... Okay, so it has a charged function too, but Samus, on the normal function, it shoots out like a little scuttly blast. It's sort of like a black or maybe like an icky green blast or something. And the blast still like does damage, like it hits enemies, but when it hits them, the little spiders who are part of the blast like get on the monster, and they like maybe it takes damage over time or whatever. But then you could also shoot the spider beam at like walls and stuff, and the spiders would like scuttle up the wall or scuttle into a little hole, and then they would like do something in there, maybe like make a way for you to go through it. Flip switches, flip levers or some shit with the spiders. But then also I think there'd be like a charged function of the spider beam where you and shoot it, and like a big tarantula would come out. And maybe it would run around and like get guys. I think that could be a good power. Multifaceted for sure. The charged spider beam could literally be an upgrade in its own. Some fantastic data about the spider beam. That's a multifaceted power there, useful for both attack and for traversal, with an upgrade function in the pipeline too. Yes, what if Samus had a bug head? I think Miyamoto would greenlight it if he was involved at all in the production of the series anymore, which he isn't. And he really wasn't even. They kind of just had him on for Prime because they were like, are these guys from Texas going to fuck it up? And the answer was maybe. So they said, Miyamoto, talk to those guys. Okay, this little area at the start is for people who didn't own the DLC. You could put your summon sign down here, and it would appear in a specific area later in the DLC where you could be summoned. Interesting. That's kind of nice. Would let you, like, play in the area, I guess, still. I think the spider beam is like a spider's silk cum shot. Now, that's good, too, Sis. What did we just get from this guy, also? I'm sure it's not that important. Mortal spin, not a move. I know a lot of moves, Zebra, because I watched the competitive, and that is still not a move. It was Dragon Charm. No. My nemesis. Fuck. What does Dragon Charm do? Whoa. They said there's a dragon in here. A Shulva. They call it Shulva, the Sanctum City. They call it that because of the sanctity. It's where you go when you want to see some titties. Yo, there's a dragon right there. Hold on, though. I'm not here to kill you. I'm your friend, Jarouge. Whoa. The dragon. He got like a big sword in his back. What if Samus had the spider beam? Miyamoto being so insistent on the spider beam that it completely altered the game direction. Thinking about Metroid Dread, Samus, she had this, like, the slide, the crawl. She had that whoosh move. That was like a dash. Hey, what else did she have in that game? Spider beam. Poison type rapid spin that inflicts poison. Interesting. I guess that's why I don't know about it even from watching VGC, because they don't use hazards in that. If I played Smogon or something, if I played like solo, single battles, I might know Mortal Spin, but I don't. And no one plays hazards in VGC, so I haven't seen it on that either. They're not useful. That's why the format is better. What other reasons? Okay, what was that? Some kind of balm? Who told you to put the balm on? It says confirm, some kind of balm. It was this. Oh. It's a little Kaioken. Remember Paul McMartney had a little Kaioken you could do? Paul McMartney had a little Kaioken. Oh. Do I need the torch? Seems like I don't need it. I guess maybe that's there just in case you, like, want a torch, possibly. Hello from Argentina, Guts SBDD. What's going on? I feel like we want to go in here first. Yeah, I guess they brought back the grapple beam, and you can, like, yank things off the wall or whatever with the grapple beam. I remember that. One step closer to the spider beam. All right, let's see if maybe these messages will help me. Regret. What, did a gorilla write this after he killed wife? Shortcut, but visions of loss of stamina. I wonder if you can, like, survive this jump. There's no way, but, like, I wonder if you can. Wretch ahead and then death. Kong, Bonanza, Samus. Another part in Prime 4 where There's another part in Prime 4. One of the cooler parts where after you beat the boss of the lava area, the area is like exploding. And this is the point in the game where you're with two of the NPCs. The guy who's like the commanding officer and then like the subordinate. And they're cute. And then there's a part at the end where they have to basically, I think there's like an escape pod or something. But only one of them is online, or for whatever reason, only one of you guys can take the escape pod. And they're like, all right, I guess we got to get in the pod. And then they're like, what about Samus? And then they're like, don't worry, she'll get out of here. And in that moment, I was like, hell yeah, I'm ready to lock the fuck in. This is raw. I'm going to burn through all my fucking ammo as I like charge out of here, like, you know, on the classic like Metroid timed meltdown kind of thing. And then it's a cutscene. You do like a timed escape like up to that point, like from the boss area to the room where like you have that scene. But it was one of those, I was like fired up about this. It was one of those scenes where I was like, hell yeah, like, you know, they're like, don't worry, Samus can make it out. And I was like, hell yeah, I can. Watch me. Fucking bet. I'm about to do it. and then it's a cutscene. It just puts you back out to the dumb, stupid desert after that. You don't even get to do anything cool. Some people I feel like don't care about that, but that's the kind of stuff I care about. I think there's some people that, like, I'm not even saying this is wrong, but there's some people that wouldn't even think about that. It's like something that's wrong with the game. But I didn't like it. When you were talking about your top games, you didn't talk about the missing air. Do you remember when I said most of the games I played this year are like a strong 7 to a light 8? I talked about the missing air. That would probably make the top 10 though. But we'll never get to know where it would land because I'm not doing a top 10 this year. My game of the year was City the Animation. Oh, Poison Moss. Oh, there's a bunch of these arrow guys up here. My runner-up game of the year is the parts where Sana raps from Kodocha. Yeah, me and Sizz and Pixel played it together. He played as Nagumo, Pixel played as Nikura, and I played as Wako. And it was Wako Wanda. Some life gems. Useful, useful. Alright, I see these, like, glowy things. And I see them down there, too. Yes, okay. It's like, we gotta be able to interact with these in some way. There's one over here, too. The theme of the DLC, I mean, it seems like you're going back to the past, to, like, the old kingdoms of the land. Like, maybe this is what the gutter used to look like. Ow. Maybe this is what was once the kingdom, like another kingdom, before the gutter. Like pre-Drungleek. That's what it like seems like we're doing, because I know one of them is in the fire area, and I know that that area like is like the old Iron Keep or whatever, like that, and like the Iron King and all that. Like I know that like that clearly was like a society and like a kingdom before the events of the game. More like elemental? No, I don't have an idea really. What are these even doing? I mean, I can probably make that drop. We must have to, like, open all of these, though. Or, you know what? I wonder if I can... If I hit this again and it goes back down, I wonder if I can, like, run it. I could probably get on... Get... Oh. Alright. Well, that's one way to do it. But I think I probably could have got on top of there and then gotten that treasure up there. And dang, now I gotta find a way back up if I want to do that. And if I had this one down, I could have gone through here. Oh, this is going to be such a fucking cute little puzzle area for me. This is going to be such a designed-ass little area, isn't it? We're in the DLC now, baby. It's going to be just such a cute fucking little dungeon for me to figure out, isn't it? Here we go. Okay, I probably want to be fast. This doesn't move that up. Looks like it moved this down, up. Let's see what these do first. Yeah, that seems like it goes to like nowhere land. But if we let it come up a little bit and then hop. Hell yeah, now look at me. And I got a longbow +7. That seems like a pretty strong fucking thing to just find. Anyway, what games is everybody excited about coming out next year or to play next year? Or what are you excited about next year? Because the next time we play Girouge, you guys, it will be the first stream of 2026. I am excited to play the other 2 Famicom Detective Club games. Those I am looking forward to playing, especially MEO. But I'm looking forward to the other one too. I did like the one of those that I played. It's just that like I would have already played them if 100 Line hadn't come out and been like, you know, just one of those like you cannot do another visual novel type thing while you're doing this. Also, you'll die. They'll kill you. So, like, I am excited for that. I also want to replay Bloodborne. And I want to play those Dragon Quest HD remakes. Because I don't think any of those would be, like, super, super long. I know Dragon Quest 3 is like, pretty long. Or at least that version of the game is. But I think other, like, they wouldn't be, like, as long as, like... I can't imagine they'd be, like, longer than, like, you know, like a Atlas game or like a Final Fantasy or something. And then the new game's coming out. I'm excited about Fire Emblem. What the hell is this? Ow. Are we hearing that noise? Oh, we're skittering in there, aren't we? Shoot, it's someone in here has the spider beam. Oh no, they've got even worse. They've got the fluttering anus bug beam. Who is shooting these out? Danganronpa I am excited for, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting that. I may end up absorbing that through a stream instead. Resident Evil I'm also excited for. I'm excited for, speaking of games that I know Sis is going to stream, I'm excited for Escape Academy 2. Catch the fever. I love one power stanced, like, heavy attack on these guys is enough to kill them. That makes me feel validated about using the double axes. Alright, there's an item down here. Lightning urn. Was that in the base game? No, there are those urns, but I don't remember there being a lightning urn. There's like bolt paper or whatever. Or whatever it's called in this game. The resin or something. Pine resin. Bolt papers from Bloodborne. I decided in the Bloodborne replay I want to use the wheel. The Logarius's wheel. The big stupid like carriage wheel thing. That is also a cursed item. What is this? This is my worst nightmare. If you could have asked me, Snack, what don't you want to see in the DLC of Dark Souls 2, I would have said, I don't know, maybe like a mobile version of those dumbass statues that shoot poison arrows at you. That's that shit I don't like. Have you figured out the theme yet? Poison? Hey, Will, have a good night. Is it poison? I don't know, platforms? You got it. It's the poison DLC. Well, at least it's not a swamp. I mean, based on what I know that, again, there's an area in the... you know, one of them is probably like a fire area. And then I know that the only other thing that I know about this, and it's weird because it's one of the first things I knew about Dark Souls 2 just at all, and I didn't know it was only in the DLC. I know about Horsefuck Valley, which I think is an ice area from what I remember. So maybe one of the DLCs is ice. That would be interesting. Here's this. Oh, Golden Fruit Bomb. I'm so excited to get to that, Sizz. You don't even know. Those are about to explode, aren't they? Uh-oh. I thought there was ground under that. I guess those some of those things are disguised. All right, Jarouge, you've earned it, buddy. Good job on those fucking phantoms. When is open world slot packed? We haven't set a date, really. We also haven't set a date for the Bloodborne thing either. I think it's just whenever, at some point next year. I do think it would be fun to start them at the same time, though I don't think we would even necessarily need to do that. And otherwise, the pace is definitely just like whatever you want. I think there should be a penalty if you don't finish your game. I think that's funny. But I don't think there should be a penalty for not finishing it fast. It's slop. Because Comb can play Stray, so it wouldn't really be fair then. Stray is short. Now, can Comb play Stray for this? No. And is he going to? No. I think he's going to play Days Gone. But he could play Stray. But not for this. Just, he could play it, though. He could play Stray. And I really think that next time you see Comb, you should tell him that it's okay. Because I know he likes that. He likes it when you say that. If I had thought about this dumb pact, if I had known about it, I think I would have maybe asked for Ghost of Tsushima for Christmas, but I didn't. I didn't ask for it because we usually do Christmas shopping out a month before, and we just made this up the other night when we were at Will's stream. Okay, here we go. It's good that we died because there's an item we missed here anyway. Cope. And I know this is how you get it. Oh, shit. Chill out, Jarouge. It's Dark Souls 2. It's not Tony Hawk. Jarouge. It's not Tony Hawk. Yeah, the part where they introduced the spider beam into Stray, I think, is where they lost me a little bit. But otherwise, not every game's perfect. I think that was more fit for something like Metroid. I guess I lost my souls, but I don't think we had very many. I actually kind of like this thing being up. I think I'd rather have this thing up because I can, like, kind of bait these guys around it. I'm going to use the cover fire here. Watch. Did I get it? Hell yeah. The funny thing about the Bloodborne wheel weapon is that I think it's the slowest weapon in that game. It's like even more like wind up and like recovery frames than like something like this that we're playing in this game. And Bloodborne, the thing you gotta know is that it's such a faster paced game than this. I think that big wheel is the slowest weapon at least in the base game. That's what seems so tantalizing about it to me, though. And also, it looks funny. That's like, you know those weapons in like a Souls game where you'll see and like the like souls with them, or the whatever they're called, the phantoms, the other players, but not the invading kind, just like the ones you see around. That's, you'll like see those guys with a weapon like that and be like, what the fuck is that? The wheel, I think, is definitely that of that game. Alright, we do need to go up here again because I didn't get it. I have a question about this, actually, because we didn't ever really end up doing it, and also none of the stuff Sis told me about the post-game seemed to include it. What was the deal with the Moonlight Greatsword guy? Is it just like, if you kill him, you can get the sword? Or like, is it just as simple as that? That guy sat there all game and we like never did anything with him. Did he have a quest or anything we could do? Because, like, I mean, we could still do it, I guess. We never did anything with that guy. Okay. Well, I fear what would happen if you went into one of these as they were going down. It could be something, though. I guess, oh, it would. It would get me down there. Well, there are like a bunch of ways to go in this. Because then I bet you could take that one up. We could look. I mean, I like, if it's just getting his equipment set, I don't really care that much about him. But, I don't know. I guess we could see the quest if we wanted to. I don't like that you can't lock onto these. My axe swing is like a weird hitbox for actually, like, interacting with these things. We've never gotten it in any game. But it is in... What's the first game that has the Moonlight Greatsword? Dark Souls 1? Was it in Demon Souls? I guess I just assumed it would be. King's Field. Okay, so it goes way, way back. I'm sure at some point we talked about how to get it in the first game, but I don't remember. I know in Bloodborne it's not in it until the DLC. Regrettably, because that would be a cool thing to go blind on, but... I do know about that. It's raw. It's raw and the goat wields it. Even though goat is sort of potentially the wrong hoofed animal to describe that character as. He is the goat. Down here. Can't make that jump though. But there were other things here. So there's this. We went in there already. I don't think there was anything else in there. Fuck that room. That's the spider beam room. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in the spider beam room. I don't like that. We didn't hit this one. Oh, yes, we did. That brings these out. When you kill the 4 big bosses in New Game Plus, they drop an additional soul. Oh. Oops. Sharouche. Okay, maybe we didn't hit this one. That might make these things go down, or pushes those. Okay, like, am I missing something here? I feel like you can just jump this. Why would you care about this? Maybe we can go. No, you can't go back there. It might just be like another one. They're on the ceiling. Ah, that's what I missed before. Okay, there is another way out of this room. Let's do that first. You gotta have a system when you're poking at dungeons like this. It's what I've learned over the years. Well, if you're not gonna come down, I'm just gonna go through. Saw him. I don't know if he's gonna come out. Range battle. I like that big overhead swing. You know, it's up there too. You ever like get like a bug or something on you and then realize you had like way more on you than you thought and you freak out a little bit about it? That happened to me once with silkworms. One time I walked under a tree or something, I remember in middle school, that must have had some silkworm larvae or something. So, you know, silkworms dangle. Or not like, you know, not like like an inchworm kind of thing. Little green worms, they, you know, they come down on a little thread or whatever and like dangle sometimes. The threads are sticky, and then so if you walk through them, that you get them on you. So I had like one little green worm on me, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'll pick it off and put it, you know, flick it off me, you know, stick it on the wall or something. And then I like realized there were like a bunch of them on me. Unfortunately, that's like a pretty harmless little critter to have on you, but I was in middle school and I was like, like suddenly they were all over me and it was scary. Oh, poison bite ring. I think that's all up here. We have only just barely cracked into this area. We're not going to get to do much more of it tonight. But that's fine. The, what's his name? The guy? The guy. That abyss boss or whatever. That was a genuine challenge that took some attempts. So I don't feel too bad about that. Okay, so at least this one over here, I know for sure that if we bop that when it's up and then run in here in the middle, there's something down there. We just have to be a little quick about it. This is cool also. This is like a little secret passage. Now I am down here. I am down here. Hopefully there's a way to get back. There must be, though. Oh, maybe if this was down. Now I am down here. How about get up there, back? How about? I might have to feather. But I'm down here, so perhaps we had a long-range weapon. Oh yeah, let's see if there's one that I can hit from here. Something did say like ranged battle. Guess I could hit that. I mean, we have a long-ranged weapon. Let's pop one out. What about the sea bow? Sounds lovely. What about that heavy? No, what was the bow I just picked up? What about longbow +7 that the game just gave me? What hand did I put that in? How do you use this again? How do you bow? I don't have any arrows. You don't put arrows on here. You put arrows in hand? How the fuck do you use a bow? Oh, Jarouche by the sea. That's lovely. We used a bow a little bit in Dark Souls 1, I remember. Where are the arrows? We must have a bundle of them. We must have some. It's got to be here. Bottom right corner of the menu. Oops. What did I do? No. What? What, sis? What? What are you saying? I guess in... Let's see. In this menu we can see... Can't we? Is it different than it was? Oh, here they are. Yeah, see, look, we have some. Oh, here. Oh, I see. Okay, duh. These are all crossbow bolt. I guess we're using a crossbow. I guess we're not using this longbow. It's looking like heavy crossbow +3. That doesn't put me over my weight limit. Can you use crossbow bolts with a longbow? Because I will. Oh, the arrows are this one. Oh. Alright. Jarouge? They call him Jarouge the Bowman. Jarouge. Doesn't one of these have like a little janky aiming reticle to it? I swear there's a way to like do that in the other games. There we go. Thanks, Sis. Yeah, I knew that was a thing. Okay. If you had told me, predict if time had frozen there and you had said, "Are you gonna make this or not?" I would have said no. I would have said, "Oh, whoops." Okay, well, this still... I think I maybe fucked myself. Oh, no, we can hit that. Jarouge. All right, Jarouge with a little bit of a bow going on here. Oops. I thought about briefly when we were I was looking at Bloodborne weapons because I've been so indecisive about it. I thought about this is I think also a DLC weapon, but there's a sword that transforms into a bow in that game that looks pretty cool too. But sometimes you just take a look at yourself and you're like, is that me? That's not me. Is that me? I'm like, that's me. I looked at that and I said, that's not me. It does look cool, though. Okay, do we want to fuck with this again? Can I get back? I don't know if I can get back. I don't know if it's worth, like, trying to go in there. I don't know if you can get back from here. Unless... Oh, yes, we can. We've done it already. We can go through the spider room and loop back around. I might try to press on until we at least encounter the next bonfire in here. I might just play till we do that. Just to feel like I've done something. Plus, you guys, we still have to talk about Don. Which there was this week. And oh, there was. I'm doing it. I'm going down here. Does this just put me back out here? Yes. Okay. And oh, there was this week. And you guys Don this week? Yep. It was funny. All the characters are being funny. And they were being cute. They were all just squabbling and arguing and bickering. And I don't even remember if anything else even happened. It was just a chapter where they were all just being them and being good. And then also, while like it's kind of the four main characters and Vamola were all together being funny, this other girl who they kind of just recently picked up, who kind of like, the whole thing about her is she was like a loner who had no friends. They showed her and the class rep girl, who is like another kind of more recent character, and they showed them together hanging out and being friends too, and it was good. Did I fuck myself again this time though? Can I? It was nice. That's my review for Don. Maybe I can. Maybe I was it over here that I had to hit it. This is where we were putting the bow on. Yeah, it was just here. Oops. Okay, I gotta make sure I press the right buttons to do this. Every time, because if I run out of ammo, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, and this time, don't make the world's most confident jump. Just go over here. You can walk onto the platform. Don't make the world's most emboldened jump. Okay. Is it R? Okay. And then L. Eh. I think Jarouge's axes are named Patty and Olivia. After his two wives. One after the other wives. He didn't have two wives. There was no wife scaling in the Beatles. But just for, you know, Jarouge Alisson, who is his own character. He's not like he is George Harrison. He's just like the Dark Souls version of George Harrison. Doesn't exist in the Souls universe, but Jarouge does. I don't know if we've ever talked about that being part of the lore, but that's how I imagine it, at least. I think as an homage, his two axes are named Patty and Olivia. What? I swear I killed this thing before. Does it have like a squishy side? Can you fuck off? That's raw. Thanks. Thanks, Zebra. I'm waiting for my poison to run out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Well, I done wasted one of those, but whatever. I guess fuck this guy. I guess you can only kill him sometimes. I think I can move on, though. I feel like we pretty much explored everything up there. And these guys are not them. I don't know what this faction is supposed to be. The old Gutter King or whatever. But He needs to have invested in some better training programs. When a weapon has a person's name, it's not always Ra, but I do think it's Ra by default. Okay. I mean, it is Ra. For what that's worth, I also do think it's Ra. I'm just gonna go a little further. Is that same guy? Fuck that guy. Okay, well, with the bow, this is totally different. Like, we could mess with those from over here if we wanted to. That looks like the way to go, because that's the big thing. They made a point to show me that in, like, when we were, like, entering the area. Raw until proven cooked. That's the society I want to live in. Except, I don't know, some things are cooked. Some things just are cooked. I don't know if we should have done that. I think I might be able to jump up onto this, but I'm not risking, like hitting the edge of it weird and, like, the collision pushing me off into the pit. I think that could happen. Not risking that. Okay, we got a little Girouge room. Friend or sadness? Talk about this guy? Sadness for him, maybe. Right. This is this room again. I forgot to change myself back to the Rat Covenant also. I'm kind of peeved about that. That Abyss guy is fine, but, like, I don't know. I'm Girouge. I broke the cycle. I literally broke the cycle. Little Sanctum Mace. Let me out of here. By the way, let me out of here. Oh, by the way, I literally pig the cycle. Kako eat the slop, Girouge break the cycle. It's not hard to understand. It's easy if you try, idiot. Oh! Remember that guy who just liked stuff? Is this like a bit character you guys made up? I don't know if I remember this. Is this the one that I hit before? Oh, that makes that one rise. Okay, well, we probably do want to get on that. Let's kill these guys first. Guy who liked things. Oh yeah, what was that? Oh, this is from Elden Ring or something, right? I feel like that came up on a Dark Souls 2 once, which is why I remember it. I remember hearing about a guy who liked things. It sounds pretty funny. And hashtag relatable, too, because who doesn't? No, you couldn't hit me back here. I was doing cover. I was doing cool cover shit. There's nothing else back here, right? Okay, so we probably want to, like, get on all of these. Let's do things one at a time. I love a cute core Souls character. Like, you know who's cute? Cozy Fiora, she. I mean, she's not quite, probably not quite the same type thing, but, like, feel me on that? Yes. I guess this could be the end of it. That's good to find. That was also, like, this is definitely an optional bonfire, too. This is not, that's hidden there. Okay, we see an item down there, but we haven't been down there yet. Maybe we'll just explore all that's up here first. Because that way definitely, like, we're definitely headed in there. Let's just explore this first, and then we'll end it. Okay, I think I can live this fall. Let's sit. This will make the guys come back, so maybe we shouldn't have done it, but whatever. I want my health back. Because I'm going to try to make this jump. Whee! And I didn't get this. Ouch. Oh, Lloyd's Talisman. Whoa. And that guy was pissed about it, too. That woke him up. That was like his cup of coffee for the day. Just a big quang. Oh. I heard that Pixel watched Akira today. Which I know that I think Pixel and Zebra were considering watching together. Did you watch it, Zebra? Or did Pixel just watch it? Yo, a little back attack. I like that movie. I think it's funny to imagine Pixel watching that, though. Doesn't seem like a him movie, kind of. Also a movie that I've only seen one time, weirdly enough. You think that, like, being such, like, a, you know, important anime movie, it's just something that most people would have seen more than once if you've seen it once, but I've only seen it once. Fuck this thing. Things that I hate the most of all time. Number 1 on my list, gotta be this thing. Welcome back to my top 10 list of things I hate fucking the most of all time. Number 1, this thing, for instance, to start. Maybe they want me to platform across this. It does. Okay, what I will give it, Sis, is it does look like a little like shambling critter underneath there, like some kind of weird little bug who just has those things attached to it. So I'm fine with that. I just don't like the things themselves. I love the idea. I just hate the execution. It is a little turtle. If he didn't have the worst enemy in the game attached to his back, I would like him. Okay, we didn't hit this yet. Okay, that's the other. This is the easy path. I was impressed with myself for finding the good path. But the good path didn't matter. This is not even a real ladder, Jarouge. Who are we fooling here? What are you holding on to the side of? That was just stone. Yo, what the fuck? There's stuff over there? It's not something I could get now, is it? Probably not. I'm sure eventually you'll, like, go through there and come out the other side. Ooh, wait, there's stuff in there, though. Okay, what's the best way for me to do this? Probably not like that. Let's jump down. Because we can't get it from there, though. There's also one even further underneath. Maybe here? Here could be good. Yeah. Thunder Quartz Ring. And then I believe I could get that one from here. No? I'm not making this jump. There's no way. There's no sense worrying about jumps you can't make. Jumping too much is like thinking about jumping. You're not alive. You are not alive. Me when I'm flipping through a history book and I'm owning everybody in there. Maybe I can jump from here. None of these jumps seem ideal. Maybe I can pull that one down and jump from there. You're not alive, and you're not alive. You're definitely not alive. They would be so fucking owned by that. I probably can get to it from. I can get to it from this. Send him away. Remember how Paul used to have to send him on his way? And there were like real stakes to that. And in this game, you can just jump, and it's easy. Paul had to, like, he had to fight for it. That is one difference between them that I would give him the advantage on over Jarouge. But I do think Jarouge is still stronger. But Paul had to learn to adapt to that, and I think that that's important. This guy had died in a raw. Look at him. He died in raw. Look, hey, we made it into the DLC. What do we think, Sis? Do you think I could finish this in the next stretch? Don't. There's not a fucking item over there still. Don't. No. That looks like a whole building we didn't even go into. I don't think I went down there or there. There's not that. I might try to do it. I'm getting it. Watch that be the most important item. I don't either, Sis. I'm just saying, like, it feels like we've... It feels like we could do it. Most of the base game areas we did wind up getting close, just about close to a stream for. Or maybe, you know, not maybe like most, but like the sort of story relevant areas we definitely did. Guess it would depend on how difficult the boss might be that we would encounter. Okay, it's through there. Maybe I can make this jump. I definitely feel like... Oh, it's so far, though. There's no way, right? This thing's got to slide out. Wait, hold on. Did I never hit this? Hold on. Did I hit this? Or did I, like, die or something and forget about it? This wasn't here before. No, that wasn't there. There was not that. That was not here before. Not only did I not hit it, it just didn't exist. Yuck. You know the Family Guy where Peter eats the Cracker Barrel cheddar and then he takes it out of his mouth and he goes, yuck. That was really funny. No guys in here. That thing deserves a medal. You're alive? Oh, Jarouge. I was positive that swing was a kill. That threw off my rouge. We started a little bit late though. I'm just gonna get that. I'm just gonna get those items in there and then we'll be done. Cause I'll forget about them if we don't. And I'm sure they're like not anything really. I'm sure they're not that important, but when you see an item you can get, you should go get it. Unless you're playing an open world slop game. In which case, you don't gotta get everything. Yeah. Me when it's like Pablo Picasso. Who is dead now, but you remember when we were talking about that? When we were like, how old was that from like a video or something? Or is that just something we were talking about as a group? When we were like, how old do you think Picasso is without looking it up? Or like, yeah, like when do you think Picasso died? What era do you think he was from? Remember that being funny? King O's way off. Sis is way off. Yeah, when you see an item you can get, you should get it. When you see an item you can get, you should get it. Sana from Kodocha talking about playing Dark Souls. I thought there was an item in there. But I might have missed. But there wasn't. It's you. Oh. Fuck you. I'm using my feather and I'm going to see Cozy Fiora She. I can leave this area and go back to Majula, right? Like, that would be stupid if you couldn't. I'm sure you can just warp out of there now. Let's look at it, though. I like to look at these little things. Shalva. Alright, so it looks like there's one more in Shulva. I gotta imagine at least one of these will also go to, like, this same set of areas. Like, maybe there'll be one inside the sanctum, because that seems like it'll be a big thing. Or maybe the area is just way bigger than I'd think. I might pop a soul of a fucking guy. Soul of some fucking dude. I might do that, because I think we could probably level up. We have these big souls left. Soul of a great hero. Oh, that's a lot. I didn't know it was going to be that much. Hi, She. Okay, do we want to still keep putting it on Vit? My equip load is quite large. Let's actually see if it's possible right now. I can never remember where this is. I guess we gotta remember we'll need, okay, still too heavy. By how much, though? 75? Alright, we definitely have a ways to go, even though we could shed some gear. Like this, taking these off wouldn't be too bad. We're really close. You remember when Sis at the beginning of the game was telling me how good adaptability is? I think I'm calling potential stat on it. You know what we could do? We were actually wearing these Drangleek gauntlets before. We still can't put those back on. Those are still... Oh, you know what? I think one more level and we actually might be able to roll with these on still. That'd be a great way to cap off today. I feel like progress. I'm calling potential stat on adaptability. It didn't even seem like it was that big of a deal. There we go. Look. Now I can wear my cool gauntlets. I mean, I guess it's like, you know, it's not like we haven't leveled it. Looking at my stats. It's 27. That's pretty good. It's only 5 points lower than my vigor, which I feel like is in a decent place. But I don't. Do I feel like right now? Do I ever think I would need to level it again? No. I feel like 25 we could have done and just have been just fine. All right. Speaking of things of utterly real importance. If you haven't been around at the end of the stream in a while, if you're watching or anything, just take note. We're about to talk to a Wanda. If you're new around here, who hasn't seen me do this yet? Literally no one. If you're new around here, it's a little something we do to end off the Dark Souls 2 streams. We talk to Cozy Fiora She, and we lock in and listen to her life-changing lines. Let's hear the first one.
Hello again. How have you been?
I've been so good. Happy holidays, Fiora.
I finally tracked down my teacher. But I've decided to keep at it alone. I need to see what I can achieve by myself.
It's admirable for her to try this. It's so admirable for her to do that.
Master Carillion and I are from Malphia to the south. A land lush with sorcery and pyro.
I hope we get to visit Melphia someday.
Master Carillion polished his art at one of our renowned magic academies.
I want to see where Fiora home was. I bet it's
But he
I bet it's
argued
such a
that the
cozy
academies were
place.
terrible places to learn magic. This quite angered
Oh, Master
Glocken,
Glocken, our
my previous
rage.
teacher.
Master Glocken ski rage. Says, you know that bunny emote you have where he's making that big frown? Can you post Master Glocken and then like a colon and then that? Yeah, that's it. Is this ooh, is this emo? Is this Spoonie? Yeah, the new Bard Grump. Master Glocken, Bard Grump. He was quite angered.
Once Master Carillion spoke excitedly of this land.
Yeah, this land sucks
He
though.
made
Let's go to
it the
Melphia.
remnants of some great power and the deep abyss that
Wait,
surrounds
is this
it.
new?
I tried to
No.
ask him, but he didn't
Oh
seem to
god,
hear.
I've never heard this one before.
I'll never be good enough. Will I? It was a perilous trek across the mountains.
Encore,
I
encore.
faced the most frightful things. The number of times I nearly
Oh yes.
Be safe.
Thank you, Fiora. I will, and I'll see you next week. Fun for us, fun for me. And then this is my shot that I like to do where I get Jarouge and then the two Shees. I think this is a masterfully composed shot. Because also Brudge is up there in the background. Guys, hell yeah. Not only is the DLC a go, we're running the axes, we're solving puzzles, we're encountering a dragon possibly, so that could be fun. And we beat that hard boss. So all in all, I'm calling it a win. Thank you guys for watching, and Zebra for the raid. Rinslet also, who subbed before the stream started, but I forgot to play it. So I'm going to play it now.
Hold it right there. You wouldn't drop, couldn't drop, you wouldn't dare.
And I'm going to play it loud like the Game Boy Pocket. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for more Jet Set Radio. I had a super fun time playing that last week. Even though I'm annoyed that the audio was weird. I think we'll do a better job. I don't know, like, I truly don't know why I was like, someone would be like, hey, the audio's hard to hear, and I'd be like, all right, cool, we'll change it. Let me just finish this level. Like, I thought that that would be good. Like, I thought that I shouldn't have just paused the game and changed it then. Like, especially for how many times we redid some of those levels. It'll be better on Sunday, don't worry. I'm excited for it. Hell yeah. Have a fun, weird-ass week between Christmas and New Year's. And I'll see you for the last stream of 2025 on Sunday. Big love. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Jarouge.